My name is Clara. For as long as I can remember, my life felt ordinary, quiet streets, small apartment, a routine I never questioned. I worked at a local bookstore where the smell of old pages became a comfort, and my evenings were spent with tea and soft music. Nothing extraordinary ever happened. Nothing I couldn't control. That is, until the day I found the letter. It was hidden behind a loose brick in the fireplace of my apartment. A small envelope with my name written in elegant, old-fashioned handwriting. I didn't recognize it at first, but something compelled me to open it. Inside was a note, yellowed with age. Clara, if you are reading this, then the truth has waited long enough. You are not who you think you are. Your family, your past. It is not what it seems. My heart stopped. I had always assumed my parents were ordinary, devoted people who raised me quietly, without secrets. And yet here was proof, as tangible as the paper in my hands, that everything I knew was a lie. The letter continued, revealing that my mother had been adopted, that my father was not the man who raised him, and that a hidden sibling had been taken away at birth, a sibling whose existence had been erased from every record. I couldn't breathe. How could this be true? And why now, 22 years later, was I receiving this message? I spent the night rereading every line, memorizing the loops and swirls of the handwriting, feeling an intoxicating mix of fear and curiosity. The next day, I went back to the bookstore, but the world felt different. Every face I passed seemed like a stranger, every corner of my life suddenly hollow. I needed answers. I started with my parents, but when I asked questions, they froze, eyes flickering with something I had never seen before. Clara, you shouldn't worry about things from the past, my mother said, but her voice quivered. My father avoided my gaze entirely. I knew I was onto something they desperately wanted me to ignore. Over the following weeks, I pieced together fragments of truth. Old photographs hidden in drawers, letters I wasn't supposed to see, names I didn't recognize in family records. And slowly, a picture emerged of a life I had never lived, a family torn apart by secrets, a sibling lost to circumstances I could barely comprehend. Then came the message on my phone. An unknown number. You found the letter. Now you must follow the path. Meet me where it all began. The message chilled me, but I couldn't resist. That night, I drove to the abandoned estate my parents had spoken of only in hushed tones, a mansion long rumored to be cursed, with boarded windows and ivy climbing its walls like grasping fingers. Inside, the air smelled of dust and decay. And then I saw him, a man, tall and dark-haired, with eyes that seemed to know me before I knew myself. He handed me another letter, almost identical in handwriting to the first, and whispered, "Your sibling, they're alive. But they've been hidden for a reason." I couldn't stop shaking. Who could orchestrate such a thing? And why? The weeks that followed were a blur of clandestine meetings, whispered conversations, and frantic research. Every clue I uncovered led to more questions. My siblings' existence was entwined with old rivalries, debts, and dangers that reached far beyond our quiet town. And yet, a part of me couldn't resist the thrill, the allure of a secret so powerful it could shatter everything I thought I knew about my family. Then one evening, I found the final clue. A journal belonging to my mother, detailing events I could never have imagined. Betrayals, forbidden love, and choices made under duress that had reshaped my entire lineage. My siblings' disappearance had not been an accident, it had been planned. And now, the truth was finally mine to uncover. But as I read, a voice echoed in my mind. Some truths are dangerous. I knew this journey could change everything, my identity, my family, even my safety. And yet, I couldn't turn back. The letter, the messages, the whispers, they had awakened something in me, a need to know, to find, to understand. And so, I continue my search, walking a line between fear and curiosity, between the past and a future I can barely imagine. Every shadow might hide a clue, every stranger might hold the key. And I know this, the moment I find my sibling, everything will change. Nothing will ever be ordinary again. And that is where my story stands today, unfinished, dangerous, and irresistibly compelling. Because some secrets aren't meant to stay buried. They're meant to be discovered. Thank you for listening to my story. If it captivated you, please subscribe, like, and share this video. I'd love to read your thoughts in the comments. Your support means the world.